Hello, it's Karen Burniston here with an assembly video for one of our die sets. This is die number 1085, the Garden Charms, and you can check out all of our die designs at karenburniston.com. There are 10 individual dies in the set, and this is a great chance to use up some scraps, and you can die cut everything at one time. Now on a couple of these pieces I've added score tape to the back because I wanted them to be stickers. You can use any die cutting machine that can accommodate a wafer thin die, and today I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6. Okay, so just emptying out all of the dies and popping out the die cut pieces. The pot die includes a stencil feature. It's optional, but you can go in with a brush and some ink or maybe a pen and add some color highlighting to that piece up at the top, and then maybe just brush around the edges with the same color. And then for this charm, there is a greenery piece that makes it into a house plant. So I've just used a little bit of glue at the base of that greenery piece to attach it behind the pot. You could make it a flowering plant either by adding the tulip that comes in the set or just some other little small flowers. Okay, so speaking of the tulip charm, there are two pieces to it. You cut the one that's the full charm out of green normally because it would be the color of the stem and the leaves, and then you just add the detail piece over the top, and that's the exact same size, so you just line it up. So for the garden gloves, you really have lots of choices in how you style these. They look great if you cut them out of a pattern paper, or maybe you could add some polka dots with a gel pen. What I'm doing here is I just cut them out of a solid green and then just took a black pen to add some vertical lines along the elastic bands. Now you can use those as separate charms, but you can also just line up the little holes over the top of each other and glue them together if you would like to make that into a single charm. They will look good with or without some ink. I actually chose to go around with a little bit of green, but I wondered if maybe I should have used brown because then it would look like they'd been in the dirt. For the watering can, I added score tape to the back of the silver cardstock before die cutting, and that just makes my watering can a sticker. And the reason I chose to do that is there's just a little bit of an embossed line sort of delineating the top edge of the can, and you kind of get that for free if you add that double-sided score tape on the back of the cardstock. I'm just highlighting with a little bit of gray ink, and then since that's a sticker, I went ahead and cut it out of black cardstock as well. I can layer those together. That'll make it not a sticker anymore, but a little bit more of a thick dimensional charm. I also put the score tape on the back of the pink cardstock to cut from the garden, and that way it'll stick nicely to my nonstick sheet. And then I'm using a post-it note to mask off the garden portion so that I can add some ink just to the bottom half of the words. Then I can take off that post-it note and do the same thing with the word garden. So I try to throw in a little phrase on some of the more specific charm sets where you may not be able to find a matching word set. So the garden charms, the Easter charms, the get well charms, they all come with a little greeting included. For the garden tools, I cut them out of silver, and then I also cut them out of a colored cardstock that has score tape on the back. So the colored version is just a sticker, and if I snip it out, just the handle portion, then it's really easy just to put that over the silver version and change the handle color. I have had questions about the small nonstick sheets. Those are actually just inexpensive dehydrator or Teflon sheets, but what I do is I cut them down using our largest rectangles crosshatch die, and then that makes that perfect little size for doing inking of charms, animals, any of your small dies. So a nice feature of our charm sets is that they do have that little hole where you can dangle them off of a project using a metal jump ring or a paper jump ring or some twine or a brad. But then when you don't want them to be charms, you just chop away the hole with a pair of scissors and then they just become standalone elements. Here's an example of the garden charms used on our Rockin' Rectangle pop-up die set. And then here are the garden charms used on our Circle Tag Book pop-up die set. There is a video tutorial for how to style our surprise ball pop-up as a garden gnome, and you can see here that he's holding those little garden charms. This is a clever idea by Sandy Diller where she used the Circle Tag Book but mounted it inside a larger card, and you can see that she's dangling some of those charms in those center circles. I love that. And then here is another Circle Tag Book idea using the garden charms. This one is by Lois Bach. Now on this one, Kelly Booth used the Circle Tag Book for the outer card, but then she swapped and used the spinner square and doubled it inside so that she could make the watering can appear to be pouring out. Fran Sabad has one of the garden gloves actually holding one of the tools on this cute circle tag book card. And then another card by Fran Sabad, this time Circle Charm pop-up, and I must say her Copic styling of those charms is just incredible. They just have so much dimension and texture. And then another card by Fran, and again, I'm so impressed with how she's able to get such texture and dimension onto those charms using her Copic markers. This one uses our twist panel pop-up. You will find the garden charms on our website, KarenBurniston.com, as well as a lot of your favorite local and online retailers. Thanks for watching. If you click on the website link, you'll go to KarenBurniston.com, where you can find out information about purchasing these dies, as well as links to all my other social media accounts. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.